Hello everyone. Before we delve into today's episode, I know many of you use these videos to help you sleep. I want to express my gratitude to everyone who supports us by liking and sharing our content. Please take a moment to say hello and leave a comment, letting us know where in the world you're tuning in from. Your engagement is truly appreciated and contributes to making this channel stand out. If you're new to our channel, please consider hitting the subscribe button and turning on the notification bell so you don't miss any future episodes. And now, take a moment to relax, turn off the lights, and let's get started. Just a couple of years ago, I found myself nestled in a sprawling house, sharing the space with a handful of companions, all united by our pursuit of affordable living amidst the financial strains of college life. While my peers juggled their academic responsibilities with the demands of our bustling university, I, unlike the others, toiled away at a job that barely kept me afloat. Our dwelling quickly morphed into a vibrant haven of camaraderie and indulgence. Weekends were synonymous with lively gatherings that spilled from room to room, fueled by a never-ending flow of alcohol and the pulsating beats of music. Our bond, forged through shared laughter and late-night revelry, seemed unbreakable. Yet, amidst the ceaseless celebration, there lurked an undercurrent of obligation, a fear of missing out that drove us to ensure that our house remained the epicenter of the party scene. It was a delicate balance, sustaining the euphoria while warding off the specter of monotony. However, one ominous night shattered our illusion of invincibility. It began innocuously enough, with the rhythmic thump of music and the raucous laughter of our guests permeating the air. Yet, as the evening wore on, a discordant note crept into the symphony of revelry. In the dimly lit expanse of our backyard, a confrontation erupted, casting a pall over the festivities. Two figures, locked in a heated exchange, seemed to embody the tension that simmered beneath the surface of our collective euphoria. It was a stark reminder of the fragility of our sanctuary, a fragile veneer that could be shattered in an instant. Summoning my courage, I approached the fray, determined to defuse the escalating conflict. Yet, as I drew closer, a gnawing sense of unease gripped me, a premonition of impending danger that sent a shiver down my spine. And then, he emerged from the shadows, a figure cloaked in darkness, his features obscured by the veil of night. His presence was an anomaly amidst the familiar faces that populated our gatherings, his intentions shrouded in mystery. As the confrontation unfolded, I found myself locked in a battle of wills with the intruder, a battle that transcended mere physicality. His gaze, unyielding and devoid of remorse, bore into mine, a silent challenge that spoke volumes. In that moment, amidst the chaos and confusion, I made a decision born of desperation and primal instinct. With trembling hands, I reached for the only weapon at my disposal, a glinting blade, its edge honed to a razor-sharp point. The seconds stretched into eternity as I stood poised on the precipice of action, my heart pounding in my chest. And then, with a surge of adrenaline, I lunged forward, the blade poised to strike. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. In the blink of an eye, the intruder was subdued, wrestled to the ground by a fellow housemate whose courage mirrored my own. And as the dust settled and the adrenaline began to wane, I found myself grappling with a newfound sense of vulnerability, a recognition of the tenuousness of our existence, even within the confines of our own home. In the days that followed, the events of that fateful night lingered like a specter, casting a shadow over our once impervious bond. And though we continued to inhabit the same space, our sanctuary had been irrevocably altered, a testament to the fragility of human connection in the face of adversity. This is the tale of how I narrowly escaped a potentially life-threatening situation as a young kid, left home alone during what turned out to be the most intense night of my life. Our family, consisting of 5 members, was going through a chaotic Friday night. At the time, I was 10 years old, with an older brother aged 14 and a little sister at the tender age of 5. The night took an unexpected turn when a dreaded phone call reached my parents, and my older brother had been hit by a car while out causing trouble with his friends. The news shook our entire family, and my brother, though with a broken leg, fortunately recovered in the end. However, the events of that night were far from over. With my parents rushing to the hospital and taking my little sister along, I was left alone at home. My brother's injury served as the reason why I found myself in this situation on Friday night. As my parents hurriedly left, my mother reassured me, but there was an undeniable worry hanging in the air. In the hours that followed, I tried to distract myself by playing a Star Wars video game. However, the peaceful atmosphere was shattered when I overheard my mom on the phone with the hospital, her distressed voice hinting at a serious situation. Fear gripped me, and I rushed to find out what was happening. The information I gathered was limited. My brother's leg was broken, but the details remained unclear. As my parents left, they asked if I could stay home alone, and I agreed. Little did I know, this decision would lead to an ordeal that tested my resilience. Later into the night, after my parents had left, I was alone in my room, engrossed in the Star Wars game. The front door suddenly opened, well past midnight, prompting me to turn off the TV and PlayStation. Fearing punishment for being up past bedtime, I retreated into bed with my Game Boy. Curiosity got the better of me, and I strained to listen for my parents' voices or any sign of my brother. Silence ensued, and a growing sense of unease prompted me to investigate. Opening my bedroom door, I crept towards the banister overlooking the living room. What I saw froze me in terror. 3 tall figures stood in the darkness, none of them familiar. Panic set in, and I retreated back to my room, desperately trying to close the door quietly. However, my efforts weren't stealthy enough, and I knew they had heard. In a rush of trepidation, I hid in my closet, crouched behind boxes and bags of clothes. From this concealed vantage point, I feared for my life. Time crawled as I anticipated my bedroom door opening, and when it did, I knew death was imminent. Footsteps echoed in the room, and the chilling sound of my covers being played with filled the air. More footsteps approached the closet, and I held my breath, praying not to be discovered. The closet door opened slowly, and in that agonizing moment, I stayed motionless, barely daring to breathe. Silence hung in the air for what felt like an eternity before the door closed again. The intruders retreated from the room, and only then did I dare to look up. It took almost an hour for my parents to return, and I ran downstairs to them. The front door was left ajar, evidence of the burglars who had stolen valuables from our house. It was a night that went from bad to worse for our family, and I realized how fortunate I was to have escaped a potentially tragic fate. Reflecting on that night, I wonder if the intruder who opened the closet door saw me crouched down behind the boxes and bags. Perhaps they were merely there to rob a house, not to harm or kidnap a child. Regardless, the incident left an indelible mark, and I can't help but ponder the fragility of life and the randomness of fate. In the aftermath, our family took steps to enhance our home security, installing an alarm system and reinforcing doors and windows. The incident served as a wake-up call, reminding us of the importance of safety and preparedness. As the years passed, the memory of that night faded, but the lessons learned remained. It shaped my perspective on personal safety and instilled in me a sense of resilience. I vowed to always be prepared for the unexpected and to protect those I care about. Now, as an adult, I often find myself sharing this story with others, emphasizing the importance of home security and the need to stay vigilant. It serves as a cautionary tale, a reminder that danger can lurk in the most unexpected moments and that our response to adversity can make all the difference. The Night of Shadows remains etched in my memory, a reminder of the fragility of life and the strength we can find within ourselves when faced with unimaginable circumstances. It is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and the power of survival. The shattered remnants of the hollow core door serve as a haunting reminder of that fateful night, casting eerie shadows against the walls. Whenever I pass by that hallway, I can't help but feel a chill run down my spine. The shattered fragments of the door seem to whisper a silent warning, a reminder of the darkness that once invaded our home. It serves as a constant reminder to remain vigilant, to never underestimate the importance of security, and to cherish the safety and peace we now enjoy. The image of the shattered door has become a symbol of resilience for our family and the community. It serves as a reminder that we overcame a terrifying ordeal and emerged stronger on the other side. We share our story with others, urging them to take precautions and stay alert, hoping that our experience can help prevent similar incidents from happening to others. The shattered door has also become a catalyst for change within our neighborhood. Inspired by our harrowing experience, the community came together to establish a neighborhood watch program. We organized regular meetings, invited local law enforcement to provide safety tips, and implemented various security measures to protect our homes. But even with all the precautions in place, the shattered door remains a chilling reminder that danger can still find its way into our lives. It serves as a reminder to cherish the moments of peace and security, to appreciate the warmth of our homes, and to never take our safety for granted. As time goes on, the shattered door may be replaced, and the physical evidence of that night may fade away. However, the memory and the lessons learned will forever remain etched in our minds. The image of the shattered door will continue to serve as a reminder of the darkness we faced and the strength we found within ourselves to overcome it. In the end, the shattered door is not just a physical object, but a symbol of resilience, unity, and the unwavering spirit of our community. It stands as a testament to our ability to rise above adversity and protect what is most important to us. And as we move forward, we do so with a renewed sense of determination, knowing that we are stronger together and that we will always strive to keep our homes and loved ones safe from the shadows that may lurk outside. It was a Friday night, and I found myself home alone, a rare occurrence in our bustling household. My parents had gone out for a dinner party, leaving me with strict instructions to finish my homework and not to open the door for anyone. I was 14 at the time, old enough to be trusted alone for a few hours, or so we thought. As the evening stretched on, I immersed myself in studying, the only sound in the house the ticking of the clock. But as the night deepened, an eerie feeling began to settle in. The silence felt suffocating, and every creak of the old house sent shivers down my spine. I tried to shake off the unease, telling myself it was just my imagination running wild. But then came the whispers, soft, barely audible, but unmistakably real. At first, I thought it was the wind outside, playing tricks on my ears. But as I strained to listen, the whispers grew clearer, more distinct, as though they were coming from within the very walls of the house. Fear clawed at my chest as I realized there was no rational explanation for the whispers. They weren't just figments of my imagination, they were real, tangible, and growing louder with each passing moment. Summoning all the courage I could muster, I ventured cautiously through the darkened rooms, searching for the source of the whispers. But each room I entered only seemed to amplify the sound, until it felt like the very air was alive with murmurs. In a state of growing panic, I retreated to the safety of my room, locking the door behind me. But even there, the whispers followed, a haunting symphony that seemed to seep through the walls. Terrified and alone, I huddled in the corner of my room, clutching my phone like a lifeline. With trembling fingers, I dialed my parents' number, desperate for their reassurance. But the call went straight to voicemail, and I was left with only the whispers for company. Hours passed in agonizing silence, the whispers growing louder and more insistent with each passing minute. I felt like I was losing my mind, trapped in a nightmare from which I couldn't wake. Just when I thought I couldn't bear it any longer, the front door rattled violently, as if someone, or something, was trying to force their way in. My blood ran cold as I realized I had forgotten to lock it after my parents left. Heart pounding, I braced myself for whatever horror waited on the other side of the door. But when I mustered the courage to peek through the keyhole, there was nothing there, just the empty darkness of the night. With a trembling hand, I locked the door securely and retreated to the safety of my room once more. And as the first light of dawn filtered through the curtains, the whispers finally faded into nothingness, leaving me shaken but alive. To this day, I'm not sure if it was a trick of the mind or something more sinister that haunted me that night. But one thing is certain, I'll never forget the bone-chilling terror of being alone in a house filled with whispers. And though the house may be empty now, I can't shake the feeling that it's still listening, still waiting for its next victim to fall prey to its sinister secrets.